Hey, Team DSF, I'm going to give it a couple minutes, all right? So, let's give it a few minutes for y'all to get on while I multitask. Shy, go downstairs and meet Will, okay? Go downstairs and help Will. Okay. Yeah, I'm just waiting for y'all to get on here. And then I'll get started. Pull up my notes for today. Hey, Rhonda. Just a couple more seconds here. Here's my notes. All right, I got my notes. This was a good training too. I'm gonna read off some notes that I got from this training that I got from convention on this topic. It was awesome. Love learning from people that are more successful than me because it just makes my journey a lot easier because I can learn from their mistakes without having to repeat them. So, couple more seconds here and I will get started so I'm not wasting you all's time. Oh, and I know from last week I owe some of y'all a document. It is done, I promise. I'm sending that out tonight after I get done with this training. I was sick like all last week. It was horrible. My hernia, I had an abdominal hernia back in 2010. I had surgery for it, from jumping out of planes in the military and everything. And it's just been irritating me for the last couple months on and off. And this past week was just ridiculous. So I apologize for the delay on that. I did not forget about y'all. But I'm going to go ahead and get started. Hey, Will, I see you. All right. So, hey, Team DSF. This is your girl, Tanaya-Marcia Silhouette. And this is your Team DSF weekly business training. Make sure you share this out to your teams, this live stream. Share the link. And so we can get everybody onto this training, okay? So what I want to talk about this week is more notes from my global convention that I attended. And this particular topic is very, very dear to me. Hey, Nappy Blueprint, I see you. I love it. It's called Identifying and Building Leaders. And I love it because that is the purpose of network marketing. We all want to get into this thing so that we can gain financial and time freedom so that we can do the things that we want to do, which also includes helping others do the same. And the only way that you're going to be able to benefit from what we call leveraged income, where you are actually making money in your sleep because you're not doing all the work yourself, is by identifying and building leaders. So what does that mean? Well, I got some training from great multimillionaires, great leaders in my company, Maria Williams and Marcy Steiner, and they talked about a lot of different things. One of the things they said is leaders are not born, they are created. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. And they were quoting John C. Maxwell. Now, I want you all to understand that because a lot of times we think, oh, maybe I'm not a leader. Maybe I never will be one because I don't feel like I am right now. But the thing that you need to understand is that there are different things that you can do to develop yourself into a leader. That is the point of finding a mentor. That is the point in learning from those that are more successful than you to find out what are those leadership traits that they have and how can I grow that within myself so that I can be the best person I can be for my business as well as for my team, because my team is going to be relying on me as a leader. Because I will tell you, just because you have a team does not mean you're a leader. Okay, just because you enrolled someone into the business does not automatically make you a leader. You'll hear me all the time say, I'm a leader in the company. I'm a leader in the company. That's because I am a leader in the company. I've already known that, but I wasn't always a leader in the company. And that's one of the things that I had to learn being prior military, especially because I served, in my opinion, y'all might disagree, in two of the hardest branches of service. I am a Marine and I also am a soldier in the Army. I served 5 years in the Marine Corps. I was a leader in the Marine Corps. I had Marines that I led in the Marine Corps. And then when I switched over to the Army, I was a leader in the Army. I was a non-commissioned officer. I led soldiers down range and back safely. I did do that. So I'm coming up into this business like, hey, you know, I'm a leader. That's not how that works though. You know, granted, I have millions of dollars of training under my belt from the military over the past 14 years that has helped me to develop into a better person and a better leader in that field, in the IT industry, and even as a cybersecurity analyst, yada, yada, yada. In that career field, yes. But as a professional network marketer, day one, I was not a leader, okay? It took time for me to grow as that person. And even when I enrolled my first distributor, I was not a leader. Even though I wanted to be, and I you know, I was flexing a little, I was not. I actually was horrible version of what you would call somebody who thinks they're a leader. I was the opposite, you know, because I was frustrated. I you know, blamed other people for the reason why I wasn't being successful, and I didn't listen to anyone. I wasn't plugged into any of the trainings because it was annoying. And then I sat and I complained and wondered why I didn't make money and why people were quitting my organization. So how do you become a leader? Well, one, the first thing you need to do, okay, is you have to learn about your business. This industry, it's huge. It's a lot to learn, and it's going to take you years, okay, especially your first year. If you have not read Your First Year in Network Marketing by Robert Kiyosaki, get that book and read it. Is that Robert Kiyosaki? Whatever. Your First Year in Network Marketing, whoever wrote it. I read so many books, I'm having a brain fart right now. But read that book. Google Your First Year in Network Marketing. The book will come up. That book right there is crucial because it's like going to college. It's like, you know, you start your first day in school. You can't sit there and say, I'm a professional at whatever my major is. You haven't even gotten out of school yet, much less started your first job. And then when you graduate 4 years of college and you do actually get your first job, you're entry level. You know it. They already tell you when you apply, you're entry level. You might even start off as an intern. You're not a leader in anything. So why is it that you accept that you have to do 4 years in college to become an entry-level employee in a career field that you are starting, right? That you know is going to take you 20 to 40 years to be successful at, and along that journey, eventually, maybe after 5 years or so, you'll become a leader. But when you get into network marketing, you spend 6 months in network marketing or 1 year and you think, oh, you know, why am I not making a whole bunch of money? And, you know, I'm a leader, but you don't even know what a leader is. You don't even know what leadership is. So what do? You need to learn about your industry. That includes learn about the business, your company. Learn about your company. What is your company? What do they stand for? Who are the corporate staff? You know, what is it? What are your products? You know, like what is it about? Thank you. Mark Yarnell. I was so off. I read so many books. It's like, but I should have known that. Your First Year in Network Marketing. Thank you, Will. Nappy Blueprint. Go follow his page. Awesome dude. He's cool. But anyway, Mark Yarnell, Your First Year in Network Marketing. Get that book. And it's Y-O-U-R, not Y-O-U''R-E. You know, that's my pet peeve. So you need to learn about your company. You need to learn about unable to receive something. Okay, Miss Terry, let me know. Do you see this live stream? Will just posted it in our groups, so you might have to click out and click back on. I hope you come back on, Miss Terry. She's an amazing lady. I'm sorry. I'm just reading the comments here. I hope you get back on. Will, go ahead and share that again for Miss Terry so she can see this link, please. So you need to know about your company, okay? You need to know about the products and or services that your company sells, okay? That's important. If you don't know what you're selling in your business, then how could you be a leader in the company? How are you going to explain that to your prospects, much less your business partners that you're supposed to be training on how to do the business if you don't even understand what products or services you're selling? So you need to know that. You need to know about the industry as a whole. Like I said, your company and your products is important, but you also need to know about the industry and what is happening around you. Just like I said, I come from IT. I come from cybersecurity. So I needed to know not only my job as a cybersecurity analyst, but I needed to understand the IT industry as a whole so that I was able to know how those things tie into what I'm doing, because I'm specific with security and you know, hardening the network, if you know anything about computers. But, you know, if I'm talking to a networking guy who is connecting, you know, their devices or whatever to the network, I need to be able to communicate with him because he's still in my industry, so that when I'm troubleshooting or I'm trying to do my job, I understand his role and his job as well as mine. Or another example, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about with computers, it's kind of like I model, right? And I'm also a fashion designer. So say I'm doing my modeling thing, I need to understand the fashion designer's role, who's going to clothe me. I also need to understand the makeup artist's role, you know, not because I need to be a subject matter expert. I'm not trying to be a makeup artist, but when they're doing my makeup, I need to understand what it is they're doing so I can prep myself. You know, is there a certain type of skincare thing I need to do beforehand before they do my makeup? Do I need to make sure when somebody's fitting me for clothes that I'm doing what I need to do for my body to make sure I can fit into those clothes that I'm modeling? You know, do I need to understand when the photographer is telling me to pose a certain way, I need to do this and that? I need to understand why he's saying these things. I need to communicate. That's the beauty industry as a whole. I need to understand because I'm a model and I'm a part of that beauty industry. So what I'm saying is, for you as a professional network marketer, your company is within the network marketing industry, and there are a lot of trends. Hey, Lance. Hey, Miss Terry, I see you back on there. Great job. Thanks, Will, for sharing that to the team. I need to understand, okay, my company is one company out of millions of companies in network marketing, and we do similar things. There are a lot of things going on that might affect my industry. You know, we have to make sure we stay compliant. We need to know who those leaders are. Maybe if you haven't yet found, some people are orphans in their company and they haven't found a mentor in their company yet, which you need to go do that. But if you have not yet found that, you might want to reach out to other people in other companies for general advice. Don't switch companies. I'm just saying general advice on how to be a better leader. Sometimes you'll find that your mentors come from other companies in the same industry, and it's important in any industry that you work in, either employee or business, to stay abreast of what's going on in that industry, because those things, especially dealing with legal and compliance, will affect your company sooner or later. And that's just being a professional anyway. So you need to understand what's going on. Now, you have to take time to study everything, because as a leader, when you start building a team, they will look to you to lead them. Bam. Once again, you're not just a leader because you have a team. You're a leader because you're leading them. So what does a leader look like? Well, here's the good thing about network marketing. It's the great equalizer. We all start at the ground floor and build this. Do not prejudge anyone. It doesn't matter what they look like, how old or young they are, gender, etc. You don't know who out of your enrollments is going to be that next leader. I will tell you that from like I said, from experience. There's a lot of people who I've brought in and I thought would be successful, and they've decided it wasn't for them. Cool, you know. And there's people that they weren't sure if it was for them, but they did it anyway, and they're killing the game. You know, so you never know who you share this with. You don't even know what's going on with them. We talk about that all the time with the connecting versus the invite and how to connect with people. You don't know what your prospect's going through. And just because you have your own perception of them doesn't mean that's reality. And even if it is their reality right now, might not be their reality later. Life happens to everyone. Meet them where they're at. Even after you enroll them and they're on your team, they still might have struggles that they're going through. Network marketing is like this. Your journey is your journey. As a leader, you need to meet that person where they're at as they're going up, as they're going down, and back up and down, etc. You need to adjust yourself and your leadership style to meet them where they're at, because that is you understanding that it is not about you, it is about them, it is about the team, it is about that person, and you helping them to achieve the dreams that they have. And while you help them, you will automatically achieve your dreams because you will be more successful. I've learned that the hard way. Don't make those same mistakes, okay? It ain't about you. The best way to get to where you're going is help other people in your team get to where they're going. So you need to know that. Don't prejudge people and think that everything's cool, and at the same time, don't think that somebody doesn't want this when they do want this. Like, You just don't know. Just share the information, educate the person, and then let them make a decision. And then when they enroll and they tell you they're going through something, you know what? Fall back on the business and just say, hey, I'm here for you as a friend. Yeah, that might mean that you ain't going to make no money from their organization right now. Who cares? They're supposed to be your team. Let them do what they got to do. They'll come back. They'll be loyal. And hey, if they're not, that's not for them. Doesn't mean they don't like you or they're not loyal. Maybe they just realize that this is not for them. Cool. Hey, Juanita, I see you. Thanks for getting on. So now shift your mindset. Okay. When you're looking for those leaders, you have to have a leadership and positive mindset, and get your new distributors working on their mindset as a leader from day one. Once again, you have to set that standard. You got to be that example. A lot of people in network marketing have never done it before, so they automatically have belief issues, okay? You might not believe in yourself, so you gotta borrow that belief from your mentors. Once again, have a mentor. That's why you need to have a mentor ASAP, so you can borrow that belief. And you know what? If you're really good at your business and you start growing it so fast that you have this big team before you become what you think a leader is, don't freak out. Use your mentors to be that leverage. Like, oh my God, I don't even know if I could do this. And now I got 5 people in my group that are looking to me to help them. And I don't even know. I'm not even 100%. Like, what do I do? Borrow from your mentors. Ask them for support. Ask them for help. Like I said, if for some reason in your company you can't find somebody else somewhere who could just give you that general advice. And then you learn the company specific stuff on your own. Even if you don't have anybody physically to show you, find that out on the website, learn about the products, whatever. But the leadership part, you can learn from anybody in any company. Okay, as long as they're doing the right thing and they've proven they're successful. That's what you need to do. And you need to make sure that you're reaching up to these people so that your team does not suffer from your inexperience. You got to have the right mindset from day one that I'm going to be positive. I'm going to do what I need to do and make sure that my team is good. And you need to show your team, tell them, but show them, hey, you need to be positive. And the reason why, I'm going to be positive for you. And if it's hard for you, I'm going to do it for you. Let me like give you some positivity. I can't build your business for you, but I can give you some positivity and just keep showering you with love and support to show you that you're not alone in this. And it's okay if you don't believe in yourself 100%. You believed in yourself enough to join this business. So that's good. Congrats to you. Just be positive, encouraging. Yes, it's frustrating. Yes, you want them to be a runner. Yes, you want them to go out there and do the business better than you. But guess what? It ain't going to happen like that. Everybody's going to do it the way they want to do it, and they're going to have to go like this until they figure it out. And all you can do is be supportive and understanding and respectful of the fact that they are the CEO of their own business and that it is what it is. That's their money they put up. They can do what they want with that money. Okay? So you got to respect that. And it's a struggle. I'm telling you, this is not like a 9 to 5. You are a leader in the company, right? That's what leaders go through. Okay, if you ever looked at amazing people like Gary Vaynerchuk, who talk about it all the time. He goes out there, he does his videos, and as soon as he's done recording his videos, he says, I look at my phone and I got a million issues that I need to fix because something's going on. He's putting out fires day in and day out. That's what leaders do. You got to have that backbone to be able to deal with that stuff because okay. Any of y'all that are parents out there, or maybe some aunts, uncles, grandparents, whatever, you know how the children are just acting crazy. Like, come on, what is going on? That's what your team is going to do. You're going to pull your hair out. You're going to be like, okay, what is going on? Why don't you guys just get it? When I tell you to do something, just do it. Follow the system, follow the blueprint. That's not life. Dealing with, the little babies that you deal with, right? Your children and the minds. That is who your team is. When your teams are new to this company and new to this industry, they are newborn babies and you have to raise them. And if you're a parent, to a certain degree, treat them like that without, emasculating them or making them feel like crap. Treat them like that, but give them respect as adults, especially if you have people in your team that are older than you. Don't treat them exactly like your children. But what I'm saying is that patience and that understanding and that guidance and that calm, loving discipline that you give your children, that's what you need to do with your team, and understand they are not where you are. They joined after you, and the stuff you went through, you want to give them a blueprint so they don't have to make the same mistakes that you, but some of them still will. And some of them might even make their life harder than what you went through, because that's just their mindset and where they're at that time. And you just got to be respectful and understanding of that. So what do? What is the number one way to identify a leader? How do you find them? Action. See who is taking action. Action is what you should be looking for to find leaders. You have to take initiative. Do not wait for your upline to train you. Find out what you need to do regardless of how much support you have. Learn things yourself, okay? What actions do distributors take? They host meetings and other events, okay? They attend events. They expose their business opportunity to new prospects, 2 per day, right? At the minimum. Use a calendar to block out time to build your business. Now, you know what I'm about to say, because I always say it. Set your business hours. Doesn't mean that what you put on your calendar is exactly what's going to happen, but you should not go to sleep without knowing at least an outline of what you're going to accomplish for your business tomorrow. And like I said, put your personal stuff on there too. If you know you got a doctor's appointment for your child, put that on the calendar so you know, well, I probably can't do the business then unless I'm doing it while I'm like driving to the doctor. Maybe I can knock out a call, or maybe not. Or maybe you want some family time. Block that out so you know from 5 to 7 is family time. So I'm going to do my business before that. So I can't use that as an excuse. Oh, I couldn't do my business today because it was family time from 5 to 7. What about the rest of the 22 hours in the day? Be a professional and put it on the calendar. Leaders that are in your team that are doing those actions, those are the ones that are leaders. The ones that are not, love on them, set the example, make sure you're doing those leadership things so they can duplicate the proper things to do for their business when they're ready, when life is not in the way. And if they're not ready, give them a big hug and keep checking in on them and make sure if they need anything, you're here, you know? Now, characteristics of a good leader: integrity, passion, self-discipline, positive attitude, coachable, consistent, and trustworthy. Now, sometimes distributors incubate, like I said, fear, maybe, but we have to build their belief, find out what they are afraid of, and help them find a way to overcome that. Spend 15 to 20 minutes per day working on your mindset. Once again, some of us do not feel that we're good enough. Work on your mindset, believe in yourself. And as you bring in distributors, work with them right away on mindset, because the faster you find leaders, the faster your organization will grow. Yes, once your team starts duplicating those positive habits, those actions that are going to make money, your team will start growing. You will start making money. Like I said, when you focus on helping them find that, the money's going to come in, because they're going to start doing those behaviors that are going to bring in prospects that they're attracted to your team. They're attracted to the positivity, and they're attracted to that success and that dedication, and you'll bring in the right people. But if you're a negative person, you're only going to bring in other negative people. So you got to make sure you understand that. Now, think about it this way. Leverage. I'd rather have 1% of the efforts of 100 people than 100% of my own efforts, right? We hear that a lot. Now, at a 9-to-5 job, it's all on you to produce. So the faster you find these leaders, the faster you can start sharing the work. And so you can start using leverage, and you can start growing your organization. And then you always continue to share your opportunity with new people. But now you can also focus on training those leaders so they could train leaders, and bring in new people. And then it becomes more fun. It becomes, exciting, where you're helping other people and you're seeing them have success, and it's theirs. They're achieving their goals that they told you that they wanted to do when they were a prospect, and you're starting to make money and achieve your goals and have more time to spend with your family and things like that. Now, strategies to develop a leader into a leader of leaders. Keep sifting while you're lifting. We are all on our own journeys. We are helping our leaders that we identify to climb up. But we still have to continue to expose the business to new prospects, right? So you got to keep growing your individual businesses. Don't become a manager and get into management mode. That's not what this is about. Always increase your volume. Always increase your organization. You got to bring in new people every month. You have your own goals. Don't just You can't be too far to the left or the right, okay? You got to do your business, and then you also got to be a leader. And real leaders know how to balance it out. When you set your business hours, separate time on when you're sharing the opportunity with new people and where you're helping your team, training your team, okay? Giving training, providing quality training, going to events and presenting for someone, and also going to events and having someone else present for you so you can bring in new prospects. It's a balance. Now, like I said, if I'm not enrolling, then my downline will stop enrolling because they're watching you. Once again, duplicate what's good, not what's bad. Now, our team is going to do what we do, not what we tell them to do. Okay? So, blueprint. We already have a plan. Follow it. Your company has a blueprint. They have a system. Follow the system. Okay? Earn while you learn. On-the-job training. We have to get in the field and do those calls and do the business with them. Don't just teach them. So when you're telling them how to do, you're connecting and your invite, pick up the phone and do a call with them and show them. Don't just, it's one thing for me to get on live stream and say it. But if you have your actual new distributor next to you and you're giving them that training, get on the phone and do a call with them so they see it live how to do it. That's the best way to learn. Celebrate every step of the process. When your leaders accomplish things, whether big or small, celebrate it with them. Positive reinforcement. That's so important. I needed that in the military, and it's great to hear that in this company. Celebrate what your leaders are doing because they are trying, and they don't want you to minimize their efforts. If they're putting in the effort, let them know that you appreciate that because it's hard. It's hard for people that don't 100% believe in themselves or don't know, am I doing this right? You got to let them know that and be proud. Now, create stories that empower growth through coaching. Your story is your story on purpose. Decide what story you want to create to empower people. Professionals look for coaches. Good one right there. Okay? Are we being the best of the best? Ask yourself this. Am I easy to edify? That's a big deal. Am I doing the right things that will make it really easy for my leaders to edify me? So here's the thing. When they edify you, are they telling the truth? I send scripts out to people like when they don't know how to do an edification or they don't know that much about my background because maybe we haven't spoken and I did a cold prospecting and got them in. But I will tell you, the ones that know me, they don't need the script. They already know what I'm doing. They already know me. And their edification of me is their own edification of me. They might just want to look at the script just to remember, was she in the Marine Corps or the Army? Oh, both. But they know if I'm helping them, she's the leader in the company. Oh, for real? For real. You know what I'm saying? Or are they just saying that because you told them to say it? Right? So 7:58, I'm gonna wrap this up. But when you have coaching, it provides you with an opportunity to reflect on what you've done in the past week. So you got to think about that. If you're doing your business, your team is gonna know. They need to know. They need to see. Like everything I'm telling you to do, I'm doing as well. So you got to make sure that they understand that. Catch leaders doing things right and have fun. Whatever it is that we focus on is what we will get. So once again, if you got people that are negative in your team, just love on them, but don't dwell on them. I used to have that problem. And once in a blue moon, I still have it. But no, I need to focus on those that are doing the right thing and my new prospects that I'm trying to bring into the business to help them out. I don't have time to dwell on negative people. Let them be where they are. The best way to get rid of somebody that's negative is ignore them. Okay, focus on those that deserve the attention, the ones that are out there busting their butts trying to get their businesses to where they want it to be. Those are the ones that you need to help. And they're not always the ones that are on my direct team. I help anybody that asks me for help because they're asking. That takes balls to ask, period. And I will help them because I want them to succeed because I know what it's like. So here's the closing right here. Leaders have to be willing to be a leader. If you try to push someone who's not ready, you may stress them out and then they will shut down. Ask them if they are ready, and if they are, coach them. Invite your leaders to have more than one mentor. Be patient. There is a lot of emotional baggage that some people have, so it may take a while for some leaders to come out. Now, focus on being as positive as you can be about where someone is at. You can't want it more for someone than they want it for themselves. So in closing, believe in yourself. Leave here believing a little bit more that you can get to that next step. So that's how you identify and you find leaders, the ones that are doing the actions that are necessary to grow their business. So with that, I'm going to end the training there. It is 8 o'clock. I hope what I said helped you all out. If it did, please leave some comments for me. Give me some feedback. If you have any suggestions, put that in there as well. And I appreciate you all getting on. So this is your girl, Tanaya-Marcia Silhouette. This is your Team DSF Weekly Business Training. I'll talk to y'all next week. Peace.